Hey there, this is Jan from Candidly, and in this step-by-step guide, I will show you how to get started with the AI Resume Builder. In this video, we will cover the following things. We'll first upload your candidate's original resume to see how it works and also edit and enhance it with AI. We'll export that resume as a PDF or doc file and also set up your templates as well as configure your branding, help you invite your team, and optionally, if you're a Bullhorn user, we'll show you how to set up the Bullhorn integration to connect Candidly with Bullhorn. Let's get started. Your account comes with 25 free resume export credits, so you can really test out all of the workflows before upgrading it. We recommend that you test out the resume builder with your own resumes. You'll also see a sample resume loaded in, so you can see how it looks and feels before actually uploading any of your own. To actually get started, simply upload a candidate's original resume by selecting it from the Files tab on your desktop, or by building a profile from scratch, or simply dragging and dropping a candidate's original resume into the resume builder. It can be a doc file or a PDF file, and now the AI will work its magic. On the bottom right corner, you will see that you're extracting the candidate's details from the resume, such as the work experience, education, licenses, and more. Now we have the candidate profile created. A candidate can have multiple profile versions that are stored in your database. So in the future, you can create an anonymized version, a long form version, short form, basically have multiple versions of a profile that you can reuse in the future. Now the fun part. On the left-hand side, you will see the formatted resume with all the details extracted from the candidate's original resume, such as the professional summary, the skills, the employment history, education, licenses, and languages. And this is just an example template. Further down in this video, I will show you how to set up your own templates so you can really be creative with how the template is designed. On the right-hand side, you will see the candidate's original resume, and now you will have a few options. You can edit the resume or the formatted resume by simply hitting the edit button on the top right corner. Now you will have all of the options to make edits to the entire formatted resume. You will see that I can make changes to the first and last name, job title, phone number, professional summary, and all the other fields that are on that resume. The cool thing is that you also have the option to use AI to make enhancements. So for example, for the professional summary, if I would like to make changes, I can simply mark the text and ask AI to make those changes for me. Anonymize it, make it shorter, make it longer, or even write my own prompts. This is literally ChatGPT embedded into the product, so you have the full capabilities to use ChatGPT right away within a candidate profile. I'll also have the option to generate an automated recruiter note, so ChatGPT will summarize my candidate profile and give me the highlights and bullet points that I can add as a recruiter note to my profile. Let me do that real quick here. Now, I also would like to add additional fields. So I would like to add, for example, the candidate's availability or salary expectation. I can manage custom fields, and this is something that I'll also show further down in this video, how to create new fields and really build out your templates with the fields that your clients need. As you can see on the form here, I can make changes and edits to any details on the resume. For example, also to the employment history. So let's say the candidate has a lengthy description on an employment history. I can use the AI to make it shorter or maybe change it from first person to third person. I have all the options now to make those changes here. Right, so now I have edited my profile, make the changes. I can really update it, or in the next step, download it. Now let's take a look how you can export your formatted resume as a PDF or Word document. Let's start with the PDF. Simply hit the blue export button and hit export as PDF. You will now see a preview of the actual PDF that you can download on the left-hand side. So you see exactly what the document will look like. You'll also have now options to make additional changes. So for example, I can select a different branding. If I have multiple brandings set up on my account, I can select a different template. So if I last minute want to quickly change the template, I can do that here right as well. I can add a candidate representative. So this is basically the contact details of my recruiters. So any user that I have on my Candidly account will show up on that list. And now I can add their contact details, such as the email, phone number, picture, first and last name. So it's a good way to add your recruiter's contact details to a resume. I can also attach additional documents. So for example, if I would like to attach a candidate's reference document, I can simply do that. I'll navigate to my Documents tab and upload an additional document here. So now I have my references that I want to send to my clients alongside the resume attached to that document as well. And I also have options to now control which data points will show up on a resume. So if I want to anonymize the resume, I can simply toggle off the phone number and email address, for example, or also toggle off the candidate's location, or even change things like the last employer names to just the company type. So now I have a full control over which data I will present on that resume. So I can last minute also make those changes before I export the file. Now I can simply download the PDF, so hit download as a PDF. It will generate the formatted version alongside the additional details and the reference document that I have attached. Next, let's take a look how to download the Word document of my formatted resume. Simply hit export and then select export as DOCX. It will basically give me the same options to edit the resume before exporting it, besides the file attachment. So I have all the same options as with the PDF, selecting a branding, selecting my template, adding my contact details from my recruiter, as well as changing the file name, as well as anonymizing the resume. Now I have the same option to simply download it as a Word document. The Word document will have additional options. Obviously, you can edit the Word document, so you can make quick changes to the Word document once you have downloaded it. It will also be slightly optimized from a design perspective and a little bit more condensed than the PDF file. All right, now let's head over and configure your resume templates. Simply navigate to your bottom left initials or picture, hit settings, and then navigate to your candidate appearance. Think of candidate appearance as basically your resume templates. You can here design how the resume should look like, which data points should be on the resume, and also add any additional custom fields to your templates. When you navigate through the appearances, you have a default configuration set up on your account, which you can always duplicate and create a new one. This is also what we recommend. So you can start by simply duplicating an existing appearance and then making additional changes. But first, let's take a look at the default configuration. If I hit edit, I will now find on the left-hand side all available default fields, and on the right-hand side, my template. So you can see the template is divided into sections. I have my professional summary, the recruiter note, skills, additional information, the candidate location, experience, and further details. I now have the option to make changes such as dragging and dropping sections and reordering them. But I can also reorder fields within sections by simply dragging and dropping them. So it's easy for me now to make a decision where certain data points should be located on the resume. So for example, if I want my skill section to be on the top of the resume, I simply drag and drop the section to the top, and now it will show up on the top of the resume. So it's now very easy to become creative and create as many resumes as you'd like. They can be client specific, they can be user specific, they can be team specific, and you can have as many as you like on your account. So for the purpose of this demo, I will basically duplicate an appearance and create a short version of a resume so you can see what that will look like. So let's hit duplicate. And now let's call this short resume. For the short resume, I would actually like to have it fully anonymized right away. So what I will do is I will delete the phone number and email address. I will actually also remove the recruiter note section. I will remove the skills. I will remove additional information. I will also remove the candidate's location. And in this case, I only want the professional summary and the employment history, education, licenses, and languages. And I will also remove further details. So now I have a short version of a resume that will only display the professional summary, employment history, education, licenses, and languages, and no other details. So this is the candidate profile. Now, very important, if you make changes to the candidate profile, you also need to make the same changes to your candidate form. So the candidate form is basically the edit section of the profile. So if you remove a field from the profile, it's also important to remove the same field from the candidate form. And also vice versa, if you add a new field to the candidate profile, also add the same field to the candidate form. So here I will also remove the phone number, email address, the recruiter note, the skills, the additional information, the candidate location, and further details. So now I basically have my setup mirrored here, professional summary and the candidate details. All right. Now, last but not least, I can look at the candidate data control, which basically gives me the option to preset what data points should be actually visible on the resume. So here I can also decide that I want to change the last employer names to company type. So for example, instead of the name of the insurance company that the candidate has worked for, it would just say the segment of the company, right? It would say large insurance provider, right? So this is a good way to anonymize the resume as well. All right, this looks good to me. I actually, in this case, want to show the candidate's first name only and the job title. So I made those changes. I have my candidate form, I have my candidate profile, and now I just hit save on the bottom right. Now I also have the option to set this as a default appearance. So as you can see, by default, I have my default configuration, which is the default appearance that will show up for my candidates that I upload. But I also have the short version here now. So let's take a look at how my candidates that I have previously uploaded would look like with the short version. I can simply hit preview and then on the top, select the short resume appearance. And as you can see, it made the change right away. So now I only have the details that I have prepared on my template. So this is how you can create a new template, and then anytime you upload a new candidate, you will be able to select which template you would actually like to use. So in a preview, but also before exporting it. All right, now let's take a look at one additional thing, which is basically adding a new field to my template. I'll navigate to my settings. Again, I will have the field management section, which is basically creating a new custom field. An example could be a video interview. So I will create a new field called video interview. I will select an icon. And then I will select a field type. So in this case, it will be a URL. So I have a video interview provider that I get a URL from with the candidate's video interview, and I want to add that and hyperlink it to my profile so my customers can review the video interviews that I have done with my candidate. I have certain selections here, like restricting a field to only be visible to me or making it public or internal. But then I create the custom field, so it's added now. And I can now head back to my candidate appearance, select my short resume template, edit it. And then what I will do is actually I will create a new section. I call this section video interview. I'll move this section up to the top, and then I will select the video interview field to be added to this section. So you can see I have marked the section, created it, and now tick the box to add the field to the same section. Again, remember, if you make changes to the candidate profile, it's always important to make those same changes to the candidate form. So I head over to the candidate form, create a new section here as well called video interview, add the field, and then move the section on to the top. Now I have this new field created in my short resume appearance. I will hit save. And now I'll head back to my candidate and then select that as an appearance. Short resume, perfect. And now if I hit edit, I will now be able to add the video interview custom field to my template. All right, so I showed you now how to create a new template, basically duplicating it from an existing default template, how you can add and remove fields from the candidate profile as well as the candidate form, and also how to create a new custom field that you can add to your template. Next, let's take a look how to set up your branding on your Candidly Resume Builder account. For that, navigate to your settings on the bottom left and select branding. Here's where you can upload your own headers, your own footers, as well as change color codes for your formatted resumes. By default, you'll have a sample resume template or branding uploaded to your account, which you can now change. You'll have the option to add a logo. You'll also have the option to upload a header and a footer. You'll find the dimensions for the header and the footer here. We recommend that you use a tool like Canva to quickly create your header and footers. And then there's a bunch of options that you can choose from. You can, for example, decide to have a regular or compact layout. A compact layout will make the PDF slightly tighter. So it's, for example, a 5-page resume will come up as a 3 to 4-page resume to really make it a little bit more condensed. You'll also have the options to display your logo, to display a candidate's profile picture, display icons on the resume. So there could be options where you have certain icons displayed next to the job description, for example, or you can also hide those icons. So if you want to make a very clean resume template without a branding or without icons, you can certainly do that. You can also select the date format, so there's multiple date formats that you can pick from, as well as hide or show the job duration, which is basically the little calculation of how long a candidate has worked in each job. You now also have the option to change color codes. You can change the colors for the candidate's name, for certain fields, bullet points, as well as the colors for the icons. Very important to note, you can have multiple brandings set up on your account. So by default, you'll have a certain branding preset on your account when you sign up, but you can always create a new branding. So for example, if you want to have a non-branded resume, I would recommend that you create a branding without a header and a footer, maybe even without icons. Maybe you have a client-specific branding where you want to upload a client's logo or a client's header to the top of the resume. You can certainly do that, so you can become very creative when it comes to how your resumes will look like. All right, last but not least, let's cover how you can add your team to your Candidly Resume Builder account. Again, navigate to your settings and then hit Users on the top left. You can now invite your users to your account, and remember, the AI Resume Builder account is not built by a user license, so you can have as many users as you'd like. Could be your recruiters, account managers, whoever works on your team can have a user account. So simply hit the invite user button on the top right, select your user's email address, first name, last name, and then a user permission. There is a specific article that explains the different types of user permissions, but the basic concept is that the owner has access to all of the settings on the account, and a member can actually only see their own resumes that they format, but cannot make any changes to any settings. So you can select the user permission, invite your user, the user will get an email, they will be able to claim their account and then get access to your Resume Builder account. You can have as many users as you'd like. You can change permissions in the future and also remove users in the future. All right, in the next video, which you can find down here, I will show you how to set up the Bullhorn integration on your Resume Builder account. And otherwise, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can always reach us through the live chat that you see on the bottom right corner on the product, or just message team@candidly.com. Have fun with the product. See you soon.